Okay, hopefully you've just had your offer accepted on buying your dream villa in the sun, and hopefully that's in the Hondon Valley. However, once the champagne corks have stopped popping, then obviously there are some practical things that you need to think about. So in this episode of 2 Minute Tuesday, it's number 179, we're going to talk about the things that you need to concentrate on next once you've had your offer accepted buying your property here in Spain. So welcome to episode 179 of 2 Minute Tuesday with Hondon Valley Homes. Okay, before we begin, it might be a good idea to grab hold of a pen or a pencil, because I'm going to refer to a few episodes of 2 Minute Tuesday. In this video, I'm going to sort of summarise all the important aspects of what you need to get ready when your offer's been accepted. But obviously, we've got this huge database of knowledge on our website, and I'm going to give you the episodes that might be of interest for you, that you can go back and use them as reference. So the first things first, you've had your offer accepted, you're really excited. First of all, it's a lot of money and it's a really big process, so you're going to need legal representation. Now, you wouldn't buy a property in your country of origin without using a lawyer, and exactly the same here in Spain. You're doing it in a foreign country, foreign language, everything is slightly different. So you need good legal representation. So a very recent video that we did, only 6 episodes ago, number 173, we talk about what the lawyer does for you as a buyer. So that's going to be a really good episode for you to go back and refer to. And it will explain everything that the lawyer will do with reference to you as a purchaser when you're looking at buying a house. So the first thing that you should look at is choosing a lawyer. The second thing that we've got here is, unlike, say, the UK as an example, where you can buy a house with a handshake and not really pay any money until much later down in the process, in Spain we have a reservation deposit and a reservation contract. So when you agree to purchase a property, you shake hands, agree the deal, of course. However, the property isn't reserved in your name until we have a signed reservation contract, which is signed by the buyer and the seller. The contract details all of the information about the sale, the property, the price, the period of time that the sale is going to take, and it's backed up with an initial deposit, and obviously that's done by your lawyer. So if you go back and have a look at episode number 71 of 2 Minute Tuesday, and also back on episode 131 of 2 Minute Tuesday, you'll find out everything that you need to know about the reservation deposit. The next point that we've got is, along with the reservation deposit, you can have the contract itself, and as I mentioned, this is going to have all of the details about the buyers and sellers and whatever, and we explain the reservation contract in episode 112, so 112 of 2 Minute Tuesday. So if you want to know what the contract is and why it's there and the purpose of it, then episode 112. Fourth thing on here is we're going to need some data on you. So we're going to need a copy of your passport, or if you have a government approved ID, if you live in the European Union, then we're going to need a copy of that. We're going to need your home address, your email number, your telephone number. If you have a fiscal number, an NIE number, Spanish fiscal number, then we're going to need a copy of that. And again, have a look at episode 116 of 2 Minute Tuesday, and that will explain everything that you need to know. Also things like if you're going to put your children on the deeds rather than you, that's an important thing to remember, because you've got inheritance tax. So again, sort of when you're speaking with your lawyer, find out whether it's going to be more cost effective if you have children, whether you're going to put the property in the children's name. Next up, again, still speaking on the legal point of view, it's possible to buy a property here in Spain without you actually being here in Spain. So you can either do the whole thing remotely. I wouldn't advise it. It's always nice to get on a plane, have a bit of sun. But if you don't want to be here for the actual signing of the notary of the escritura, then you can ask your lawyer to do that on your behalf. But you need to do that with what's called a poder, or a power of attorney. And so you can, if you go back to episode 111, we discuss what the poder is and why it's useful for people, and it can save you time and it can save you money if you're not necessarily going to be here for the completion. So we've covered the lawyer, we've got the deposit, the contract, the NIE, they're all covered. Next up, you've got things like paying bills. So you've got to open a bank account. So you need the utilities paying, you need taxes paying. When you're here, when you want to register bits and bobs in Spain, you need a Spanish bank account for it, then obviously you do that. So again, speak to your agent or your lawyer about starting to set up a bank account. A lot of it can be done online, and then you just come to the bank to sign to finalise everything. There are a few also online banks, and that's going to be something that will become more and more popular in the future. But again, opening a bank account is something that's really quite important. The next one I've got down is budgeting. Now, obviously, you've got an idea of your budget because you're looking at properties and you've had an offer accepted, so we presume affordability. But again, you need to remember things about the extra costs associated with buying here in Spain, what you're responsible for as a buyer and what the vendor is responsible for. So if you go back and have a look at episode 161 of 2 Minute Tuesday, it will cover all of the sort of the costs that are associated with owning a property and also the costs associated with buying a property. So that really is that. It's just a summary of the items that you need to take into consideration when you've just agreed the sale of a property. Don't let the fun end, but there's some practical things that you do need to take care of. The most important one is put yourself in the hands of a good agent and a good lawyer, and then you will find that the whole process will be seamless. And if you've got professional people looking after you, then they will make sure that everything is done for you so that you enjoy the process. That's it for this week's episode, a short and sweet one. Hopefully, if you've got any questions, you can drop me a line. My details will be on the screen at the moment. And failing that, I look forward to seeing you for the next episode of 2 Minute Tuesday with Hondon Valley Homes very shortly. Until then, have a great day, and we look forward to seeing you then. Adios.